membros da Crnsa para o bem da própria Crnsa. Penso que este pode ser uma das questões que tem que ser vista, tem que ser analisada para ver como capitalizar melhor tanto este manancial de conhecimentos dentro dos membros da Crnsa. Como é que nós podemos tornar estes conhecimentos que fortifiquem, portanto, aquilo que é o papel dos membros da Crnsa, ou seja, os que estão mais avançados puderem, portanto, reforçar aqueles que realmente precisam, portanto, de algum reforço. Portanto, para dizer que estamos todos de parabéns, penso que que está claro que temos este compromisso na promoção e proteção dos direitos da criança. Portanto, era mesmo para felicitar e encorajar para que continuemos assim e continuemos de mãos dadas para o mesmo objetivo, que é a criança e o seu bem-estar. Muito obrigada.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Madam Chair, for those encouraging words. We literally summed up everything, and thank members for their contribution. I suggest Felicitas we move on. I think Madam President has already summarized everything.
Yes, the summary is welcomed, MC, and we can only encourage members to share the presentations so that those that were listening and could identify areas of collaboration and perhaps areas where they can follow up, it becomes easy for them to do that since we don't have time to engage more extensively on those presentations.
Exactly. Exactly. I think we can move on. Can we move on then to the next session?
Yes, MC. The next session is on governance and leadership, and is the last session of the AGM. So we're going to hand over to the executive committee to give us an update on the last AGM's resolutions, and this is going to be done by Reverend Taylor. And then after that, we hand the meeting to our sister organization, ESRN, their chairperson, Damond, and the coordinator, Fresia, to help us with the elections.
Okay. So, Reverend, over to you. Hello.
Felicitas, can you make the font bigger? All right, push up the screen. Yes, I'm going to present the resolutions as per the AGM in 2020, and I'll basically walk you through the thematic area, the resolution, and the implementation date, and also the progress so far. So around governance, Secretariat in the ESCOM membership, it was resolved that we need to popularize the 2020 to 2023 strategic plan within the membership, fitting it with work of members at national level and that of Crnsa at the regional level and continental level. And implementation date is October 2020 to December 2021. So basically it's ongoing. That is the first resolution. The second one is a review Crnsa's organogram in alignment to the new ways of working through the new strategic framework to facilitate its implementation. Titles within the Secretariat to be changed and new ones be created as per the needs identified in the strategic framework, and the resources to be mobilized for this endeavor, April 2021. And I do have the organogram. Felicitas will share that after I've gone through the resolutions. And this is work, the organogram has been completed and the resource mobilization is ongoing. Then the third is existing minimum standards of membership to be reviewed in line with collaborative activities taking place at national level, financed by Crnsa HQ, as well as feedback between HQ and membership, profiling members' work and facilitating cross-pollination and accountability at all structures. This implementation date is June 2021, but this has not been done. So it's still due, and I think we are still within the time frame. If you can push up the screen, Felicitas. Thank you. Then the fourth one is the relocation of Swaziland to offices are and for the organization to fully comply with the obligations of annual returns, tax, and compliance, and so forth. December 2020, and this has been completed and 5 accounts opened at FNB in South Africa. Then the fifth one, postponement of the executive committee elections at the 5th AGM because of COVID-19 challenges, lockdowns and their restrictions, and non-completion of the strategic plan until the 6th AGM. So this is happening now, May 2021. So we are right on time for the election as scheduled. Then programming or programmatic capacity building of Crnsa structures on child thematic areas, particularly on use of media and monitoring of results and impact during COVID-19 pandemic to ensure that all Crnsa structures are all efficiently functional from the Secretariat to the ExCom up to the membership. And a due date is August 2021. So this is ongoing and we're still within that time frame. Some done through CSO Forum around ECT. I think we all participated in that, and more to come as would be appreciated from the Secretariat report, the upcoming strategic litigation workshop in Lesotho, and also upcoming M&E and procurement training. So these are the trainings that are lined up. The ECD one was already done through the CSO Forum. Then next is the the members to inform the Secretariat about their national activities and emerging issues to be shared with the rest of the membership. This is continuous, but the comment there, insufficient, should be improved because only done for Crnsa supported activities. However, photos shared on the SADC WhatsApp group as well as FYI by individual networks. So this is something that we need to do so that we improve the networking among ourselves. So this is a continuous process. Then ensure child participation at all structures of Crnsa. This is continuous, ongoing at programmatic level. And we also saw that Madam Motsepe organized children to participate in this annual AGM, which is quite positive and commendable. And I know that, more networks will be doing that as we fully implement our strategic plan, right? Anything else there? Felicitas, push up the screen. Yes, ensure child participation. I think we're done. Yeah, that was the last of the resolutions that I can share. Then if you can then share the proposed organogram. But so we're looking at the organogram, and basically right at the top there is the National Child Networks. Then the Board of Directors, this is the new name proposed for the ESCOM currently. Then our director will be referred to as the regional director. That's the proposal. We were referring as coordinator. Then below the regional director will be a programs manager. Then also finance manager. Then below them, there will be program officers under the program manager, and also IT and the graphics officer under that programs manager. And in finance manager, there will be finance officers. There will be also admin, operations, and procurement. Then the last on that organogram will be interns and volunteers as recruited from time to time. So that's the proposed organogram for Crnsa in line with the new strategic plan. Back to you, MC. Thank you. Dumi, are you there?
Yes, are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, can I invite your reaction to this proposal as shown by Secretariat and presented by Reverend Taylor? Any quick reactions to our proposal?
Yes.
Yes, there's a hand.
Yes, do me have raised my hand?
It's so. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's only to appreciate the effort that has been put. I see there's a lot of work that is being done, but we can always do better than that. In the structure, I just wanted to check where we have factored in the HR and the organizational development. That's the only thing that I wanted to check. Where is it factored in the structure? Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. So my understanding is it's a very young organization, would have loved to put a lot of position, but I think we were certainly confined or constricted by the envelope. Certainly, as we grow bigger, we probably will look at issues of ODA and HR and all those, but for now, those fall within admin, because we certainly cannot sustain a heavy admin or a heavy top administration to Crnsa, because clearly want to keep them as small as possible, because the implementation and everything takes place at country level.
Thank you very much.
And also to come in to me.
Yeah, sure.
To say the EXCOM will have to do a lot of work in terms of developing policy to do with the HR, so that the secretariat can then implement or be guided in how to function. Because for now, as you have already indicated, we don't have resources of setting a complete department of human resources. But I think the board has a responsibility to ensure that there are adequate policies that then guide staff through the regional director. Thank you.
Hi, Domisani.
Hi.
Yeah, for me, I wanted to find out the rationale with the changes of the names from EXCOM to Board of Directors, coordinator to regional director. And then I just wanted to understand the rationale why those names were changed. Then, and then I'm seeing the program manager and program officers. Is the secretariat going to be implementing programs to have a programs manager and the program officer instead of an M&E person who can collect the efforts of the national networks, into the to see how Crnsa is progressing. And then I see that the communications function, which was very key in the previous strategic plan, doesn't appear here. We are happy with the and then could I propose that these interns be seconded by member organizations, to intern at Crnsa, other than getting, nationals of South Africa, where Crnsa is based, to give it, that regional complexion. And I do know that, South Africa is flexible in terms of this kind of arrangement than Botswana, which was originally chosen as the place, the country for the secretariat to be anchored in. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Reverend, why don't you react? I mean, your elders can, but
yes. I will start with the last point that Judith spoke to around volunteers interns. I certainly agree with her in terms of that aspect. But then it will also come with the resources in terms of that person relocating from their country of origin into South Africa. So it has to be supported, but it's a good idea. It enriches the Crnsa itself. But for the issue of the communications officer, maybe it's also a question of semantics. It's possible to assign among the program officers, a communications officer who attach or in the job description of those officers, like the IT and graphics officer, to add a communication element so that it remains visible. Because true to Judith, the communication aspect is a strong element within Crnsa itself, internally and also externally. So it's a question of how do we then ensure these titles contain an element of communication that is strong for delivery purposes, because it's clear that there will be more communication between Crnsa Secretariat and the national networks as we go forward. And if I recall well, Save the Children indicated that they are prepared to support Crnsa according to the strategic plan, which is what we are discussing now. So we need to make sure that our networking and communication is strong. That's what I can say. And for this, in terms of resolutions, in terms of management itself. So it's a change of title, maybe just to go in line with what is positive, but the functions remain the same in terms of what ETSCOM has been doing according to the constitution of Crnsa. That's what I can respond to. Thank you, MC.
The programs, Reverend Taylor, the programs manager and program officers, my question was, is the Secretariat going to be implementing on behalf of Crnsa?
Yes, they will be implementing if the strategic plan is fully funded. There will be more programming that will be happening in terms of coordinating all that. And so it will be a function of the managers this time around. But then the regional coordination, regional director will then ensure that the resolutions of the board and also the proper functioning of the administration are directed properly. So it becomes more of an administrative position, but ensuring that programs function, the department is functioning well. This is how I see and how we discussed to come up with this proposal. Thank you, MC. Back to you. Jeremy, are you there?
Oh, sorry,
Hello?
didn't hear me. Okay, hello. I was just saying, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was just saying to Judith, want to thank her for her comments and observation, which challenges us to think around those issues of the titles, as it were. And I was saying it's just work in progress, and therefore we're making a proposal and we're bringing it to the AGM. And if the AGM is happy with this as a working kind of an arrangement, or they feel strong about certain issues, I'm sure it can always go back to the drawing board with those recommendations from AGM. But I think we were presenting this because we wanted the AGM to have a look and approve it for us.
Yes, appreciated. Thank you. I'm just, historically remembering why we went with ExCom than directors. Remember you and Reverend Taylor and myself were in those early meetings where we discussed a lot on what to call. And oh yeah, I see Eric from Tanzania is also in. I don't know about Desmond. But where the rationale to go ExCom was to remove the hierarchical connotation of directors. I personally don't have a problem with regional directors opposed to coordinator. But the ExCom was to emphasize that it's non-hierarchical, it's facilitative and administrative in nature. You are representing the members of Crnsa. So to remove that hierarchical connotation of directors. But if at this stage of Crnsa, everybody feels, yeah, we can move to board of directors, fine, let's see how it works out. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. Thank you. Any other reactions from other members, please?
Yes, Dumisan.
I have my hand up.
Please go ahead.
Can I? Yeah. No. I think it seems to be okay. Only that we, as somebody was saying, that the ExCom or the people who will be working on from now on these issues have to describe exactly what are the powers and the limitations of each of these levels here. What I'm trying to say is that if I would try to take the idea of Judith, exactly, we need a clear policy that is going to explain exactly what the regional director is supposed to do and what doesn't supposed to do, what's supposed to be done by the networks, the national networks, in terms of the powers that can be set aside in terms of operationalizing this diagram. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, unfortunately we have the presentation, so I can't always see the hands. Somebody was on the background. Can you just go ahead? I can't see who it was.
Yes, thank you, Chair. I think mine is just to support the points particularly made by Judith on the intents. My feeling is that I think opening it up to even other nationals of the region could work. I know there are concerns around budgets and the regulations, maybe laws in South Africa. But one thinks that if we're to think out of the box, there are students who are coming from the region that are studying in South Africa, and for their internships, they can attach with Crnsa. I think for us, let's try and open that up to draw from the region broadly on condition. I don't know what the condition would be, but I'm sure some of them can be able to support their internships, as you do where some of them are even in other say institutions in South Africa, and they are supporting themselves in those internships.
Thank you. Thank you for that contribution.
If I may, Dumsani.
Yes, please.
Yes. I may have missed, maybe there is communication to what I'm going to speak to. Just wanted to say, a lot of times it helps to understand the organogram if the functions for each structure have been provided. For instance, you may find that the M&E function is included in the programs manager's portfolio. So that level of clarity will help us see what structure is doing what are the parameters, and to what extent one can be held accountable by the other. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you for that observation. Yeah, I think valuable contributions and thought-provoking contributions as well.
Yes, to me. I think it's quite clear the contributions are important, and what will the responsibility of the new committee will be to ensure that those comments are incorporated in the best way possible as they roll out the strategic plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend. So, Felicitas.
Hello, I have my hand up, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say something.
Who's that one? Narciso, no?
Edgar Antonio.
Gary, please go ahead, Edgar.
First of all, I see that the things that they were present there, that they are ongoing. For me, it should be a little bit wise to just maybe measure in terms of percentage, because we might think that it is little to be done. Meanwhile, we're only 50% done, or more than 50%. That will be wise. Our concern in this organization chart, this can be done in many ways, but the challenge is that we have to clarify the task of everyone so the work can flow. And of course, when you have a position, also you have to have borders. Besides that, everything is clear and is well done. They really have done a good job here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Shall we then bring this to a close? And noting that the notes, the observations have been documented, and the suggestion is that maybe the new executive can engage themselves on these issues and sort of try to refine and align, as it were, take into account the submissions that have been made already.
Yes, to me, I think to put closure to that is to then ask whether we are adopting the organogram and the resolutions. And the resolutions were done at the AGM, so it was just here for the elective meeting to take note and also to ensure that it's incorporated going forward. So we need someone to move for the adoption and second it. Thank you.
Any mover? Any mover, ladies and gentlemen?
I move for the adoption.
So Reverend has moved, and who's seconding?
I'm seconding.
Thank you. So the proposal has been adopted, and the condition is that they are going to factor in some of the observations made by members and define some of the positions so that the membership can have a better appreciation of what it entails. Thank you. Felicitas, can we move on?
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you, everyone. We have listened, and we are taking those comments on board. We are moving on, and at this point, MC, we will be going into the elections, and I think the executive committee can also assist as ESRN take over this session in terms of what is appearing on our program, the dissolution of the committee and then the election of the committee. Perhaps MC, before Damon and Frecia come on board, just to indicate to the members, to the AGM, that there had been a request that those that were interested in standing for positions within the executive committee send their names or be selected or proposed by someone, send their names to Secretariat for compilation, and that we can then send the names back to the national networks for them to caucus, because the understanding was that there were going to be very few representatives from the national networks. Unfortunately, that didn't happen until this weekend. So the timelines in terms of people sending their names by Thursday, so that by Friday, the 21st, we share the names with the national networks so that they know who is standing for positions, didn't happen until the weekend. So we do apologize that from the Secretariat, we couldn't send the list to national networks. And to also say, MC, even now, we still have positions that don't have candidates. So perhaps that as well contributed to us not being able to communicate in that regard. But having said that, MC, I think we can hand the meeting over to ESRN to be able to lead us through this process. Thank you.
Thank you. So we hand over to the SRN on the elections. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremony. Good evening to each and every one of you from East Africa. Thank you very much, Felicitas. Thank you very much, Dumisa, for the lovely conversations, and congratulations on having your strategic plan passed. I think our job is quite set out for us to guide as we get to the elections of a new committee, and I want to thank the outgoing committee for doing a commendable job, and also for holding fort during the COVID-19 situation where the whole world went into lockdown. But still, Crnsa survived, and many organizations closed, but still Crnsa survived through the whole COVID-19. So well done, Executive Committee, or now Board of Directors, for a job well done. Thumbs up, and congratulations on reaching this point. According to your Constitution, Article 11, Chapter 4, it talks about that every 2 years, members of the Executive Committee who serve for the chair and the vice will be elected by lot and retain their succession. Also, Article 13 talks of the category of members that need to be elected and brought onto the board. These include the board chair, the chairperson, the vice chair, the treasurer, and 2 board members. And Article 17 also comes out clearly with the term of office for your board, your executive, and Article 21 also gives clear direction on how the election of your members should be done by secret ballot and all that. Having said that, I think we are now enforcing Article 11, which is the election of every 2 years of a new executive committee, and by virtue of that, we cannot do it when we have an existing committee. Therefore, with the powers given to us, we at this moment thank the outgoing committee, and we ask that the committee is appreciated and we now declare that committee job. Thank you very much, committee members. To clap your hands, thank the team. Having said that, thank you, Madam Chair, and everyone who served on the team. We are now going to give guidance on how we shall carry out these elections. And allow me invite Fresha, who is currently standing in for the coordinator of ESCRN, and she will take us through the criteria and the way we are going to do this election for today, guidance for the election today, and then we shall, she will also guide us on the next steps from here. Fresha, you're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Simon. And thank you very much, Crnsa. I've been an interesting day just trying to understand and get learn from Crnsa on how far you have come and seeing how far your management and how strong your national networks are. I'm going to go really straight to the point because I'm seeing the time is really up. The rules of engagement, I think the listers had touched on this a while back, is that for this election, the members had been required, all the national coalitions had been required to show interest and submit the names by the 20th of May 2021. And the names were supposed to be submitted to the Crnsa Secretariat. Then those names were meant to be shared back with the national networks by 21st of May 2021 to allow members to caucus and choose one person. Then we will be having voting, or as per country, one vote. And then we will be voting per position, because now we are doing online. We don't have the luxury of just writing down or ticking all of them. So we will be voting one person for one position, then we move on. Then the elections as per the Secretariat or as per your constitution is by secret ballot. And then we will tally the votes, and whoever has the majority votes will be elected to be the members of the committee. Another thing is that as per the constitution of Crnsa, although it has 5 positions, we will only be voting for 4 positions, because automatically the vice now takes over as the new chairperson of Crnsa. So we will be only be voting for the vice, the treasurer, and the additional 2 members. Colleagues, with the submissions I have received from the Secretariat, is that we have 2 people who have expressed interest in the office of the vice. We have 1 who has expressed in the position of the treasurer. We, however, don't have any member or any person for the position of the 2 additional members. So we have 2 positions that are still not having a name. So I think we will start with the positions that have a name. Then we will come back to the plenary and have members actually suggest members for those to suggest the names for those positions, and then we can vote for them. Because this is online, I'm sure my colleague Jennifer was assisting in this, trying to create a poll. Jennifer, are you here?
Yes, I am here. So I'm going to go live with the first one, but I was hoping we can get all the nominees right now, because when the poll goes live, I will have to create another poll. So if you want to be, yes, so if you can be able to give me, at least for treasurer 2 and the other 2, please just do it so that we can vote once. If the same person gets voted twice, we can redo. So I'm looking at the charts, even at the Q&A. So let me see if I can allow everybody to, let me just allow everybody to chat.
Is everybody, you've given everybody the rights to be able to chat?
Yes.
So colleagues, I think we at least wanted, or if it can be optional. We can add another name to the treasurer, or they can remain unopposed. It is either. But we also need a name for the other two members. So kindly, Jennifer has given you the rights to be able to chat. So kindly on the chat box, please type in, this question then becomes, it is one country, one vote. Or the suggestions can be as many as possible. Felistas, do you have a limit to the number of people that can be suggested per post? Hello, Felistas? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So I'm just waiting for people to start suggesting. So we start with the chair, with the vice chair. Did anybody else been suggested there, or the Rev and Mr. Motswana? What is the name?
Mutswari. It's Mutswari. Just say Kito.
Mutswale. Kito sounds easier.
Yeah, just say Kito.
Please, I'm waiting.
Okay, colleagues. For the position of vice, do you want to add any names for the people to be, or who we are voting for, to that list? Currently, we have Mr. Kitso and we have Reverend Taylor. You can type on the chat box.
Okay.
This is not the actual voting. We will go back to the secret ballot. This is just the nomination of members to be elected for those positions or to qualify. So I've seen another one on Reverend Taylor. So that one already exists. Anybody else besides Mr. Kitso and Mr. Reverend Taylor? And I hope we do maintain the gender balance that was there in the last committee. Jennifer, it seems like the position of vice is not attracting any more members. Then we can go to the treasurer. Anyone else who would like to be added to the names of or who would like to vie for the position of the treasurer?
And I'm looking at the countries which don't have a membership. Kitso, Botswana, thank you. I'm looking for countries that have don't have membership. I'm looking at Zambia,
Namibia,
Malawi, South Africa, Namibia.
Fresha and Jenny, I want to suggest that since we have two names on vice and there's none coming, we move forward to getting two names on treasurer.
We are currently at the treasurer.
Sorry, I have delayed network.
Okay, that's okay. We are currently, anybody else who want to be added, or are you suggesting somebody?
If you're shy, you can send me a message.
Shortlisting.
You can send me a message on WhatsApp. You guys have my number. So I'm putting my message on,
You're putting your number?
I'm putting my number in the WhatsApp. You can send me if you're shy, and I will not say you're the one who said it.
Okay. Jennifer, can we do all of this simultaneously in terms of additional members?
Yes, I will just
as we wait.
Yeah.
Colleagues, if you're nominating somebody to the position of being a member of the committee, we need extra names for this. These positions currently don't have anybody nominated. Kindly put it on the chat or the chat box. You have the options to chat below. Kindly put the name. I'm seeing South Africa, but kindly we need a name.
Okay, let me just put South Africa.
And South Africa will give us a name.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Henry.
That is Henry. Yes, thank you, Henry. Another, we still need another additional member. Southern Africa, your elections are very...
They're very nice. These people, they don't know how to make
very
noise.
Nice.
You don't know how to make noise. You don't go to the streets saying no, me, yes. I should come and live in Southern
Very
Africa.
quiet. Yes, I mean, elections seem to be very peaceful in the Southern Africa. The only, yes, we have someone else suggesting treasurer, that's Florence, Zambia. Please, colleagues, as you suggest, please suggest a name. Or we will vote and then you'll move to voting for who in these countries.
I think
treasurer. Someone else has put treasurer to come from Southern Africa.
Zambia,
oh, that is what?
South Africa and Zambia.
Okay. Colleagues, we also have two positions that currently are vacant. They don't have anybody nominated to those positions. At least we have two names in the positions of the vice chair. Currently, we have 3 nominated to the positions of treasurer. We need another 2 or other people to be nominated to the position of members. The Crnsa board has 5 members. For now, we have the chair, Ms. Malimel. We have 2 nominees to the position of vice chair. We have 4 nominees, therefore 3 nominees to the position of treasurer. We need other nominees for the position of the members.
Okay, I'm looking at the countries which are not represented. Malawi, Namibia, Mozambique.
Colleagues, we have to fill in these positions. Yes, Raymond.
Could we request the outgoing board probably for guidance on how we can proceed? I have a suggestion, but I would prefer to first hear from the outgoing board on guidance on how to proceed with the empty additional members. I have an idea, but I would want to suggest that we first hear from them, if that's okay.
Yeah, okay. I have Namibia for member. So Namibia for member.
Outgoing board, any guidance? Madam Outgoing Chair, any guidance from you? Oh, we have another member.
Malawi has also been voted. Malawi and Mozambique have been voted for member.
Okay, so let's go with those now.
I think for this one, for the member, the first 2 are going to be members. There's Namibia, Malawi, and
Mozambique.
Okay, don't say we didn't read. I hope you're not closing you out.
I'm seeing Kitson has been nominated for vice.
Who? So yeah, he's already there.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Colleagues, this is the time to nominate your management, the steering committee, or rather the board that will steer Crnsa for the next 2 years. So if you have somebody in mind, or if you really want to represent Crnsa, this is your chance. Please type in the chat box before we officially, I will give it up to 1 minute for any last suggestions. We are at 4:59, well, Eastern Africa, 3:59 your time. When the clock strikes 5, we move to voting. Namibia has been suggested yet again.
For what?
Hasn't said. Who is this? Jackie. Jackie.
Namibia for which position?
What position are you voting Namibia in?
I think she's the one who sent me
additional member.
Yeah, she sent me that.
Okay. Colleagues, the last few seconds, we are the last few seconds to 5 o'clock or Eastern African time, 4 o'clock your time. 4 o'clock. Anyone else before we close this? It is now officially 4 p.m. Jennifer, I think now, because I'm not seeing any messages coming in, we can move to now the voting, the actual voting, and we start with the position of the vice.
I have one nomination from Tanzania, so but they are telling me which position. Which position? Yes, you can do DM. I know people are a bit. Which position? But I think Tanzania has. So I have saved it. So we are going to go live in a few minutes. They didn't say which position for TZ.
Jenny, could we know from those that have been nominated if there is any that is stepping down and does not want to take up any position? Please also let us know now.
No one.
So that we.
No one is stepping down. It's only that Tanzania, but they did not say which position for TZ.
Jenny?
Yes?
I think I'm the one who sent you a private message. I'm not a voting member, so I just asked a question. So it's not any nomination. You can see what I said.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That could be me.
Okay. If I understood Damon correctly, because members have been nominated, there was the option of being nominated or actually nominating yourself. So of those nominated, I hope everybody is okay with being nominated and is okay with their names being presented for the election. Colleagues, I hope with your permission, we can officially submit the list of names and we can officially start the election of the vice chairperson. Okay, Jennifer.
Okay, can I start? So
yes,
like any elections you have, I'm going to put. Just give me a second. I add minutes here. Okay. So I'm launching in 5 minutes, in 2 seconds. So I'm launching, you have like 10 minutes to vote.
Jennifer, can you explain the methodology of voting? Okay.
Just click on the vote on the person that you want. If it's a vice chair, just click on the person that you prefer. So
can I ask, how will you ensure that it is a one country, one vote? Who is eligible to vote? Let's start there. Because we are 30 of us and some of us are not eligible to vote. So the only people per country, I think, can we get then who is, because you were meant to have a caucus and agreed So who is voting on behalf of which country? We have how many countries in Southern Africa? 11, if I understood correctly. Felicitas?
Yeah, so the total number of votes should be 11, because it's one vote per position. And we have 11 countries participating. The challenge could be if they haven't focused, that's where the problem would be. But I can imagine that already they have a space where they can already be saying in this position where we're voting for.
So every country has one vote. Every country. So we are only expecting 11. Out of this, we're only expecting 11. So even where the countries, I know we were invited 3 per country. So every country, we can find a way. I know you know each other, you know, you have the phone numbers. Kindly agree amongst yourselves who will submit on the person you're voting for and who amongst you will fill in this poll, this online poll. So only one person can fill in for the country. So please discuss amongst yourself, then fill it in. So we, the hosts, the panelists, who else is not eligible to vote? The others who are invited guests, only one vote per each country. One vote for the vice, for the treasurer, and for, I don't mean to have 2 additional members, Jennifer.
Sorry?
For the post of additional member, there are 2 of them, right?
So I'm thinking that the 2 of them who are going to, the top 2 are going to, because we didn't have a lot of nominations. We had only 3 nominations. So the top 2.
For number 3, they can select 2.
Yeah, so they can select. See, there are 3. There are 3 nominations for additional members. So the top 2 are the ones who are going to be the additional members.
Okay. But for all the other ones, each country picks 1. So for the post of vice, pick 1. For the post of treasurer, pick 1. For the post of additional member, please pick 2.
And people are not voting. Only one person has voted so far.
Sorry, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm getting the message that panelist and host cannot vote when I'm trying to vote on the poll. So I think enable the panelists to vote or make us attendees, whatever, but we're not able to vote.
Okay. Let me downgrade you guys then.
Hello?
Hello.
Are people voting now or not?
Jennifer, you're the person receiving the results on that end.
Hello.
Hello, who is speaking? Yes.
Edgar is speaking. I think you need to clarify on the members that there need to be 2 members to be chosen. Otherwise, people vote 1 and then the other one you will not know.
Okay, colleagues, thank you very much for that. We are saying that Crnsa constitution has 5 seats. Already we have filled in the position of the chairperson. So we need the position of the vice. So here on number 1, you have the position of the vice. So kindly you choose 1 person from there. On the position of treasurer, you have 3 options. I'm seeing there's Zambia, Mr. Mnisi, South Africa, and Zambia. Kindly pick 1. But because your constitution gives 2 positions of member or 2 people to be member, in number 3, kindly pick 2. Colleagues, in number 3, for the position of additional member, please pick 2 positions.
Jennifer, the option for voting for me is not activated. So can you help, please? I'm failing to vote.
Who is speaking?
Tell them to give me a second. Give me a second. I'll remove you right now. You'll be able to. I'll give you the for the voting right now. Just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Okay. Give Jennifer one minute. But remember, as a country, if you're 3 members here from one country, the 3 of you need to agree on who you're voting for. Only one person. As a country, you give us your vote. For the members seated, if you're 3, because I know you're invited 3 per country, the 3 of you have to sit and agree on who you're voting for. Then only one person actually fills in this questionnaire. So you may be 33, and I know you're from 11 countries, so I do not expect 33 responses. I only expect 11. 1 response from each country. So Jennifer, have people voted?
People are voting. We have 7 votes so far.
So far, okay. The only challenge is we are not able to tell which country has submitted.
Just give me a minute on the just give me a minute.
Felicitas.
Yes, Crnsa.
Okay. Could I know the list of your countries so that I can go through them one by one to see who has submitted, whether they have submitted out of the 11, so that we know who is remaining.
Okay.
You can even just say them out loud. I will just write.
Okay, we have 3 minutes to go. For those who have not voted, we have 3 minutes to go.
You wanted me to do it here. We have Angola.
Angola.
We have Botswana.
Botswana.
We have Lesotho.
Lesotho.
We have Eswatini.
Okay.
Malawi.
Malawi, okay.
Mozambique.
Mozambique.
Namibia.
Namibia.
South Africa.
Okay.
Tanzania.
Okay.
Zambia and Zimbabwe.
And Zimbabwe. Okay.
The 11, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I must have repeated one country, but I'll cross it out once I figure out Malawi. Yes, I have 11. So, yes. Colleagues, thank you very much. I'm just going to go through this list of names so that I know that every country here represented. For starters, I believe every country is represented here. So I'm going to go through the list of names that have been given. And I think a representative from that country can actually confirm that they have discussed and they have voted as a group. so that it wasn't sent from an individual, that the members here from those countries have discussed and they can confirm that they have submitted their nominations for this post. So I will start with Malawi. Who do I have from Malawi? Somebody has raised their hand. Who is this? Henry from Malawi. Could you kindly confirm that the members from Malawi have discussed, agreed on the names, and they have submitted, they have filled in the online form? Can you confirm that from Malawi? Please unmute yourself and just confirm verbally. You confirm? Sorry, I missed that. You can confirm?
Confirmed. Yes, for Malawi, confirmed.
Okay, thank you. So Malawi has agreed, the members have discussed and agreed and have voted. Namibia, colleagues, who do I have representing Namibia? Henry, you can mute yourself now. Thank you very much. Namibia, who do I have from Namibia? That's Jackie.
Jackie.
So Jackie, can you confirm
Yes.
that together with the other members of Namibia who are present, you have all agreed on the names? You are submitting for the vice, the treasurer, and the 2 names for the additional members, and that you have filled in and submitted your poll?
I can confirm, but I've also sent on WhatsApp that I'm the only one here, but I've
Okay.
submitted the form.
So if you're the only person, then I think we will go with your submission on behalf of Namibia. For Zambia, who do I have from Zambia?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Zambia, who do I have from Zambia?
Hello. Thank you. Finally, this is Josephat. Yes, we did confer and we confirmed the vote.
So you have submitted the list of 4 nominees, the vice chair, the treasurer, and the 2 members.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Josephat. Botswana, who do I have representing Botswana? Botswana. Is there anybody from the country of Botswana? Okay, as we wait for Botswana, let's hear from Mozambique. Oh, sorry, somebody's hand was up. Let me see who this is. Whose hand is up? Kindly, who is this? Mr. Kitso. You're representing Botswana. You can unmute yourself and you can, yes.
Yes,
Please tell us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Yes, I can confirm. I'm representing. Yes.
You're the only person representing Botswana in the meeting at the moment.
Yes, right now.